Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you guys are watching this. How's everybody doing? Today is Labor Day, early Monday morning, and got a lot of positive feedback from the original draft video that we did not too long ago with myself and Mike. So I thought I would do another one, and this time at a different position. I will be at the eighth spot this time on this one, and as you can see, it's a totally different um, app. We used ESPN last time. This time it's going to be NFL.com with their stuff. And everything is about to start in about 3 minutes or so. So I already did my pre-draft ranks. So it may look a little bit different than what most people are looking at, um, which could be a good thing and a bad thing. So we'll see how everything goes. Have about four people that are currently on auto draft. May be a bad thing, but we're going to see how that goes. This is another home league that I am in. Actually, I'm gonna take off the camera. You guys don't want to see my ugly mug this early. I'm still kind of sleepy, still kind of out of it. It's 8:30, almost in the morning, but I had to get up and grab something just so I can get some alertness in my system. So shout out to Starbucks. You might hear me drinking a little bit of water at the same time, but yeah, y'all didn't need to know that. But yeah, so I'm picking eighth overall, and my expectation as far as who I'm gonna actually get first, there's a couple routes that I want to go, but if all of it's likely that all the running backs are going to be taken. As far as the ones that I would specifically like, I haven't drafted Jonathan Taylor at all this year. I know I'm not going to get him, but if there was anybody that I would like to get, CMC is not going to get to 8. Cup Jefferson is likely not going to be there. I would like Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler is like the last tier or the last person that might be able to get there at the 8th spot. But if he's not there, then I'm likely going to go to Steph Diggs. I think he's going to have a more decent year than what he did last year. It's funny how his year last year was that he had monster numbers, but it still seemed like that he was a bit underwhelmed as far as his overall performance. But Steph Diggs is the guy I'm looking at the 8th spot, in which I'll likely end up getting. But let's see how this draft goes. And then afterwards, I may end up going running back on the second round turn. So I may end up getting maybe a DeAndre Swift. Alvin Kamara isn't a bad idea, but I likely may end up getting an Aaron Jones. So we're going to see how this all goes, and the draft begins. Here we go. To see how everyone drafts. It's a shame that there's still 3 people doing auto draft. Looks like Jonathan Taylor's already taken off the board, which is fine. Of course, that's expected. Passing Weathers ends up getting McCaffrey, which is exactly who he should have gotten. Third pick, I didn't see what they got. Oh. Justin Jefferson 3, which is actually fantastic. Cooper Kupp 4. Austin Eckler 5, which is a shame. But the beginning of your draft is super, super important because usually the first 2 picks, not sure where I saw this stat, but the first 2 picks usually represent about anywhere between 30 to 35% of your weekly points scored. So you have to tread lightly or tread carefully or whatnot. Jamar Chase is right there, but
your team is now on the clock.
And he's not there anymore. So again, I may end up muting that. Y'all don't need to hear all sound effects. I noticed that before, so let me turn that off. Personally, I like it, but yeah. So I'm gonna go Steph Diggs as my first pick. I'm not sure how shocking or surprising that may be, but we'll see how the rest of the draft goes. Mixon got picked over Aaron Jones, over DeAndre Swift, over a multitude of people. But the thing is, maybe I should have gone on the running back position. I might do that next round, especially with the fact that with the format being one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, tight end, flex, running backs are a lot more of a necessity to have as far as a good start. So at the same time, I wasn't able to get anybody solid. I would have loved Austin Eckler, but I haven't had the availability to get him like at all this year based on where I've been drafting. So everything's all good. I'm actually really surprised Saquon Barkley got picked up this early, this fast. In the first round, like, I mean, he's still going to get his, but at the same time, like, it's really surprising that that's going to be the first person that people ended up picking up. So Najee Harris, Dalvin Cook ended up getting picked up. Just looking at my pre-draft rankings. So I got Steph Diggs. I could end up getting a pretty decent running back this round. Since I have 5 picks coming, or until it's 5 more picks to me. I would love to get Travis Kelce. I'm not sure what people are thinking with this draft. Leonard Fournette picked up over DeAndre Swift once again. I highly doubt DeAndre Swift is going to be there. Kamara, Debo, and Fournette got picked before Swift. I would love to get Swift, but Skyscrapers, he's usually a player that's a little bit sharp, so he might be able to get it. But then again, there's times where he picks.
Your team is now on the clock.
Other players, and he ended up getting Travis Kelce. So I need to get a good start as far as running back. So as much as I would like to get Aaron Jones, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna go ahead and go with DeAndre Swift. So DeAndre Swift, Steph Diggs, I believe, is a pretty decent start for my overall team. Devontae Adams just got picked. Let me see what's going on in the chat. I only said good morning to everybody, so please turn off. Yeah, dropping up. Yeah, so we had a situation last night where this was originally supposed to be drafted last night, but we didn't put in the draft order correctly. So because of that, this is where we at right now. CeeDee Lamb and Mike Evans got picked along with Aaron Jones. Mark Andrews got picked up. Lamb and Evans, there was times I was able to get both at the same time. When I was picking late in the draft, so I would pick up like CeeDee Lamb first in the second round, and then Mike Evans on the third. Wasn't able to get it this go around, which is totally fine. Mark Andrews, Ezekiel Elliott, Nick Chubb picked up. Let's go ahead and see where you're at now based on the rankings that I used. A lot of wide receivers are available. We got everything from T. Higgins, AJ Brown, Michael Pittman, DJ Moore. Pittman and Moore I have not gotten at all at none of my drafts that I've done so far, and I think I did on about 4 or 5. Josh Allen picked early in the third round. Javonte Williams picked up. So I want to be surprised if T. Higgins or AJ Brown is still there.
Your team is now on the clock.
Picked up David Montgomery. this early, so I have the availability. So I'm thinking, should I do AJ Brown or should I go? Um, I kind of want AJ Brown. I think, yeah, I'll do AJ Brown. Pittman and DJ Moore are going to likely be there. Cortland Sutton is not, but that's okay. I would prefer to get one of the two this go around, but I'm at the same time I'm also looking at. Usually, I'm a person that likes to be wide receiver heavy, but I'm trying to think to myself if there's any running back that I can pick later on that'll work out. J.K. Dobbins got selected really, really early. I might be able to get either Pittman or DJ Moore. As of right now, T. Higgins is still there, which is a little actually no, it's not surprising. Like based on how NFL.com has everyone ranked, there's always that possibility that I can get some players because if they're going based on their personal projections compared to what I'm looking at personally, it's night and day, huge differences. So Pittman's going to have a good year. DJ Moore's going to have a good year. Cortland Sutton's going to be solid too. Like it's even to the point where I could probably get Amon-Ra St. Brown as a flex, and I would be totally fine with that. But I'm not gonna lie, if T. Higgins actually gets to me, which I highly doubt, then he may end up being my next guy. Pittman ended up getting picked up, which is okay. One of the quarterbacks already got picked up, which was Josh Allen. 6th round, I'm likely gonna 6th or 7th round, I might end up getting a quarterback because I don't feel that I'm gonna get any of the decent running back ones back to me. T. Higgins got picked up. Dalton Schultz surprisingly got picked up before Darren Waller. Darren Waller's not going to come back to me. Allen Robinson got picked. So I'm actually good where I am. I'm either going to get DJ Moore or I'm going to get Cortland Sutton. And that's exactly where I would want to be. I would probably prefer to get DJ Moore.
Your team is now on the clock.
Travis Etienne, which is perfect. So DJ Moore, finally got him on one of my teams, and I am very happy about that. Let's see. So Cam Akers, they're picking a lot of running backs early, and I'm 100% fine with that. Darren Waller ended up getting picked up. So running back, tight end wise, I'm not sure what I want to do or what I can do because let's see, Kelsey, Andrews, Pitts, Schultz, Darren Waller. I mean, technically they're still George Kittle, but I'm not sure if Kittle's going to actually last long. Lamar Jackson ended up getting picked up, one of the second quarterbacks, so I actually might be able to. I don't know. We'll see. Around the 5th round is when a lot of people end up picking up quarterbacks early. It looks like there's a small run that's getting started. George Kittle picked up. So Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert already picked up. I don't have actually. You know what I might try? If it gets to me, I doubt that it's going to get to me, but I might try to do a. But I can't do that because I don't have the availability because I picked so many wide receivers early. But I still might do it. Possibly looking into 5th round, picking up Patrick Mahomes, 6th round, picking up Juju, which is usually something that is able to, which is something that's usually able to happen in the 5th to 6th round. But I do have to work on running back right now because let's see who we have available. Amon Ra got picked up. Chase Edmonds, who I really like. Someone picked up Brees Hall. AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon's available. Clyde Edwards available. Chris Godwin just got picked up. Chase Edmonds, once again, is a player I like. Damian Pierce has all the upside in the world. Ramondre Stevenson, I'm a fan of. So with two people left ahead of me, let's see where they go. Quarterback wise, let's see again who ended up getting picked up. Oh, Patrick did get picked up. I didn't even see that. He was the second quarterback picked, which actually I don't mind because there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I got AJ Brown. I think we all know if I get AJ, if I'm going in the 5th round as far as picking
your team is now on the clock.
Why not have it be? He should be there. Yes, Jalen Hurts. So I'll go ahead and do the Jalen Hurts. The Hurts Brown stack, I'm not mad at. I'm a fan of that. I can work with that. A lot of people picked up their running backs already, which is totally fine. So that means that I can pick up some decent mid-level running backs. So that's everything from someone picked Damian Harris over Ramondre. So running backs, let's go to that. Didn't mean to do that. So yeah, you got AJ Dillon still available. You have Chase Edmonds still available. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I've been picking up a lot of Clyde Edwards during a lot of my drafts. Damian Pierce, who's been skyrocketing. Ramondre Stevenson, once again. Kareem has a decent chance of having a good season this year, but I'm not going to try to super rush into getting another running back or multiple running backs. I need it, but I don't feel it's the most necessary. I can kind of see people doing a run on tight end soon because I know I personally don't have one. I think Darren Waller already got picked up. Yeah, so Hockenson, Goddard is kind of the people I would really, really like to get. One of the two, but I already have DeAndre Swift, so I don't want to stack a bunch of Lions. So same thing with Philly with Dallas Goedert. So I don't really have Dawson Knox. So might have to go down to like a Zach Ertz or a Cole Kmet. But this is a league that I signed up with, and majority of the people are in Chicago. So I wouldn't be surprised if most of the Chicago people got picked up early. So I already saw David Montgomery get picked up early. Way early, I think. Well, actually, no. It's not that it's way early. It's just that I'm not someone I'm into this year. See that Brandon Cooks is there. AJ Dillon just got picked up. Let's go back to the draft log. Waddle, which was a really good pick, actually.
Your team is now on the clock.
Chase Edmonds, who I actually would have preferred to pick up. So the 3 people I actually wanted to get, as I just hit myself, I could do either Clyde Edwards or Damian Pierce. I have to have all the confidence in the world for Damian Pierce for me to, you know what? I'm going to do it. Damian Pierce. I could probably end up getting, how many spots? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so 6 backups. So a lot of these other people are probably going to end up looking into beefing up their beefing up their backups. Brennan Cooks, I've been usually able to get a little bit later, but I'm probably not going to get him now. Christian Kirk, I wouldn't mind getting. Antonio Gibson. As actually, you know what? I may skip on Antonio Gibson. Pick up Ramondre. But it really depends on what everybody else is doing. I would really love for Clyde Edwards-Helaire to have a good year this year. Just in general. I'm just talking now. But as you can see, this is a very fast draft. Instead of the usual minute or minute and a half, they have us doing the picks in 45 seconds because he understands that we got stuff to do. But Rashad Penny just got picked up. There goes Clyde Edwards getting picked up. Rashad Penny was one of the last ones. Brandon Cooks, once again, I thought was a really decent pickup. I just like the possibility of Dameon Pierce having a 3-down role. I don't care how bad the team is. If he's a man that's going to get the 3-down role, then there's upside with him, whether or not the Texans are losing or not. They can't use Rex Burkhead that much. DeAndre Hopkins just got picked up not too long ago. Passon Weathers is one of the sharper players in this league. And he ends up picking up Zach Ertz, which was the direction I was going to. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do from here. For tight end, last person that was picked up after Ertz, Jerry Jeudy. I was actually happy I even got DJ Moore, if you want me to be honest. There's not too many people that I super want right now as Elijah Moore gets picked up. And once again, this is a Chicago-based group, so kind of surprised Darnell Mooney has not been picked up. But also it could be based on how the general rankings are for NFL.com. Because they have him at 72. And actually, so this will be just about the area that he would be picked up. Does someone get picked up right there? Trey Lance. Wait, so Trey Lance. So Lamar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that's just about all the rushing quarterbacks being picked up. I have faith in Jalen Hurts, so I'm really hoping that was a acceptable pickup. Actually, wait a minute. Kyler Murray hasn't been picked up yet. I don't know why people are scared of Kyler Murray this year. I'm not sure if it's because DeAndre Hopkins is going to be out for 6 games. They still have a decent core over there.
Your team is now on the clock.
Picked Joe Burrow. See, someone picked Burrow over Clyde Edwards, or not Clyde Edwards, over Kyler. Robbie tight end wise, Hawkinson, Knox. Albert Earl may be decent. Actually, you know what? I'll pick up Christian Kirk. I've been picking up a lot of Christian Kirk lately. He's with how he performed with Trevor Lawrence during the preseason. Plus, you have to figure out like Laviska Shenault just got taken out or got traded So it's one of those where it's like, all right, who else is there? And they have a pretty good chemistry together. Christian Kirk and Trevor Lawrence does. Um, and I had to mind how many bench spots I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry if I keep going back and forth with how many that I have. I'm also looking at my bye weeks. Actually, just noticed that both of my running backs have the same bye week. So, yeah, I just might have to get into a running back this round. Tom Brady gets picked up, and Kyler Murray still hasn't, I don't think. Never mind, he got picked up. So as you could see, those were the last couple of quarterbacks picked: Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, and that was my mistake. I thought Burrow was picked over Kyler, but he hasn't. So Antonio Gibson might be one person I might have to look into for right now because of the unfortunate circumstances of what happened to him, or what happened to Brian Robinson, who would have been pretty dominant this year. So let's see, Ramondre is there. Miles Sanders is there. Who's the last one picked? Rashad Bateman. Who knew how long he was going to be there? I honestly didn't know. We're in the 80s now. I might be able to get a Antonio Gibson. I won't now. I'm fine with a JD McKissick now. So wide receiver covered. Once again, I hate to be the guy that looks at bye weeks, but I have to look at it in this case. And there goes Cole Kmet once again. Someone picked a defense, and of all of them, it's the Dolphins. Not sure if any others got picked up. And I hope everyone understands my thought process as far as not having too many players from one team. Because I could have picked up TJ Hawkinson, but I got DeAndre Swift. I could have picked up Dawson Knox. I could still get Dawson Knox. But Steph Diggs is someone I picked up already. So these are a lot of
your team is now on the clock.
I usually haven't picked up yet in other leagues before. So yeah, Ramondre, I got to do it. I've been complaining my head off that I haven't picked him up in any of my drafts, so I'm glad that I was able to get him in this draft. Kareem Hunt will be fantastic, but I highly doubt that he's going to get there when I get back. Bills defense, okay. Dak just got picked up. I'm not sure how to feel about this team so far. I don't think it's terrible. It's not the worst team. I actually do like this team so far. I just need to see how everyone else just about did. I like DJ Moore as a being picked up as a flex. Ramondre is going to be probably on my bench for a very long time because I think myself as well as the rest of the fantasy football community, a lot of solid people in the fantasy community is looking forward to Ramondre taking over Damian Harris. But I have read here and there about Harris going into the pass catching role, which does scare me a little bit. But I feel that Damian Harris is just not that person that's going to be able to run away with it. No pun intended. So looking at other running backs, let's go ahead and go into here. Melvin Gordon, James Cook. I want to bet on the talent of James Cook. Kind of similar to Ramondre. And I just might be able to do so. Look at some running backs. Kadarius Toney is like right there. But Wan'Dale Robinson also is slowly starting to come up and be very popular. So what are we at, the 9th round? So I have no need for a quarterback, even though there are decent ones there. Russ is probably the last of the solid quarterbacks. I mean, Matthew Stafford, don't get me wrong, he's good too. So is Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr. But not with the archetype of players that I want. Amari Cooper got picked up. Dawson Knox is still there. So it goes back to the James Cook thing with him being on the same team or being on the same team. But I guess the only difference is but James Cook, he would probably be a player later in the season that I'm actually betting on his talent for. Same thing with Ramondre. Rashad White can also be that guy. Daryl Henderson. All right, so switch of plans. So I'm gonna not. Oh, Michael Carter.
Your team is now on the clock.
What's Carter? Oh, Justin Tucker. I'm not gonna go towards that route. Instead, Kirk. You know, I can't help it. I'll get Kadarius Toney. Who was I looking at again? Anyone remember? Oh yeah, Daryl Henderson. Yeah, usually I like to be a wide receiver heavy player. I think we talked about that on the original draft video. We're now getting down to the nitty-gritty of who's still available and who isn't. Tyler Lockett is there. So we'll see overall what ends up happening. Kenny Walker. Yeah, I'm staying away from him now. Christian Watson. Romeo Doubs is going to be available eventually. And there goes Russ Wilson being picked finally. It's to the point now, 10th round. Let's see what the other running backs are available. James Cook, Naheem Hines. Kenneth Gainwell is decent at around here, but I think I'm going to end up going with Daryl Henderson on this round. As long as nobody else is picking him up. Devontae Smith just got picked up, which is interesting. to say the least. This is where everyone becomes super methodical. Russ Gage ended up getting picked up. I don't know. That might be kind of a late pick, or one of those picks where it's not as, let's just do a quote of, it's not as sexy as it used to be. Both Claypool and George Pickens is still available. Nyheim Hines still available. Gainwell is still available, which should have a pretty decent year. Again, Skyscrapers is usually a pretty sharp player.
Your team is now on the clock.
And you picked Williams. All right, so I'm going to bet on the injury of Cam Akers. I'm not sure how 100% he is, but if the history in the past shows that Cam Akers might not do well because of his injury, then Darrell Henderson is going to be a decent pick. So I'm going to pick him up now over Madison, over Gainwell. Madison is a backup. Gainwell, not exactly a backup, but everyone there is pretty filled up and busy. So I have 1-2-1-2. I still need to get a tight end. Who is even available? Pat Fairmouth is available. Gerald Everett actually might not be a terrible idea. Yeah, I don't need to go all the way down there. I have time to pick somebody, but I'm just trying to figure out who it is. James Robinson. Yeah, I don't think Robinson was much in my radar anyway. So Nyheim Hines is staring at me right now. There's James Cook, Nyheim Hines available, Ian McKenzie. Like other people, it's interesting how it's actually kind of interesting how. Let's go ahead and look at the log here. It's kind of interesting how Ian McKenzie, Michael Gallup is getting picked before practically the one, not really the one, but the 2 and the 3 of Pittsburgh, which is Claypool and Pickens. And they're going to get more work than those players. Tyler Higbee being picked up. You know what? I might end up going with Albert O. I wish I could beat someone in the tight end position, but I'm not going to. Or I feel I'm not going to. So that's 100% somewhat fine with me. You know what? I'm going to bet on the talent. Someone did pick up Brian Robinson.
Your team is now on the clock.
I'm going to bet on the talent of George Pickens. And that will be my last backup wideout that I have. As you can see how my bench is looking: Christian Kirk, Kadarius Toney, George Pickens, Darrell Henderson, Ramondre. Probably going to pick up one more running back, and that running back is likely going to be Naheem Hines as long as nobody else is picking him. Of course, Pacheco is interesting. McKissick is interesting. Jahan Dotson, but I don't think a lot of people are in this league anyway is into him as much as I am. So like Dotson, Wan'Dale Robinson is decent. Let's see. You know what? I love James Cook. I love Naheem Hines, especially with the potential of what Naheem Hines is going to be as far as his play. But I think I'm going to go JD McKissick. So James Cook finally got picked up. I might go JD McKissick. And it's interesting of the other players that others are picking over players like him. So the backup running back for the Falcons, as good as he is, he still hasn't earned that role yet. Like he's still a backup. He has to prove it on the field first. Like I guess in this case, I'm looking for players that have the carved role. Chase Claypool finally being picked up. Naheem Hines is a person that already has his role carved. Same thing with JD McKissick. And like literally, legit, he's like just staring at me right now. I may even pick a kicker before I pick a tight end because everyone else just about has their tight end already.
Your team is now on the clock.
Trey Burke's picked up. All right. So Naheem Hines is like right there, but McKissick is right there. McKissick, Hines, McKissick, Hines, McKissick, Hines. I'm going to go Hines. I can't help myself. Because in the event that Jonathan Taylor goes down, like hold on to your hats, you know? So don't need wide receivers, don't need wideouts. I do sure as hell need a tight end. So Albert O. I'm looking at Pat Fairmouth. I'm looking at right now what's going on with Albert O. Let's see. Okay. All right, that's fair. The Colts defense is actually a good defense to pick up. Let's see where the kickers are. Crosby, Bucker, Suckup. So someone already picked. Oh, no one hasn't picked up McPherson. I have so many questions with Mason Crosby and the offense in Green Bay overall. Just not 100% sure if they're going to be able to get by with the young receivers. Is like it's Aaron Rodgers and then you got the field. Like this is like going to be the true test of whether or not if he's similar to Tom Brady in any kind of way. Patriots D. One person is back on auto draft, which is okay. Who was the last pickup for him? Mason Crosby. Yeah, so it looks like everyone's about to be on a run for defenses and kickers, maybe. Fairmouth already picked up. Well, let's do a backup situation here. If Albert O is not there, it's good. I need to get Albert O. Because I can't with anyone else here. They picked Gesicki over him. Just give me Albert O. Cowboys D. And if you guys made it late to this part of the video, like, I appreciate you guys watching this as I do all this. Like, you might have been gone like 20 minutes ago, and that's okay. I super appreciate you guys being here with me as I pretty
Your
much...
team is now on the clock.
And there goes Alberto. The only person I could think of that I would even want at this time. You know what? David Njoku. I needed to get somebody. But anyway, if you guys made it out this far with not only the video, but just on this beginning journey of doing fantasy football writing, I do appreciate each and every one of you throughout the ride. So it's going to be a fun year. It's going to be interesting to see how this all turns out in general. So let's go ahead and see the kickers, because I'm going to be one of the last people picking up either a defense or a kicker. Cleveland's going to be an acceptable team for the first few weeks. Let me just make sure. Actually, let's check out a couple of Chargers are going to be tough. Chargers are going to be tough, period. Who else was I looking at? Cleveland. Let's look at Cleveland again. I mean, they at least get a good start. So Carolina, the Jets, Pittsburgh may somewhat be an issue. Atlanta Falcons. So first 4 games is actually pretty decent for them. Chargers in New England and Baltimore right afterwards. So probably around that time, I'll probably end up streaming them. So let's go ahead and try to get a kicker in. So there's decent kickers still available. Like I said, McPherson was the one I was kind of looking at immediately because I didn't expect others to not be there. Younghoe Koo, he was I believe he signed like an extension this year. Suckup or Bucker is kind of who I was looking at. Suckup is going to get you everything you need. Jarek McKenna is actually a good pick this late. Younghoe Koo. You know what?
Your team is now on the clock.
I'm going to go Bucker. I swear I have 2 drafts left. I swear I need to get more Kansas City players on my team. Like, I think I have MVS as a backup. And I also have Travis Kelsey in one, but I wouldn't mind getting the Juju's or even getting a Patrick Mahomes. But the problem is a lot of people pick, at least Patrick anyway, they pick Patrick way too early when they could beef up like their wide receiver core or whatnot. So like I would prefer to get Mahomes in like the fourth, maybe fifth round. But he is not going anywhere near those ADP wise anymore, especially with home leagues. Like they see him like third round, like third or fourth round, sometimes getting picked over Josh Allen right away. So last pick. Actually, Philly has a really decent defense. As I look at their first couple weeks, Detroit, Minnesota may be a problem, but then from there, Washington, Jacksonville, Arizona, who thankfully still doesn't have, so wouldn't have DeAndre, Dallas. Pittsburgh, I keep hearing, has one of the better defenses in the league. You know what? That's not a terrible start in the beginning of the year. But once again, I might end up doing streaming for defense. So actually Commanders I think also has a decent start. Well, like first 2-3 games. So at least the good news is I have options. So actually, let me look at running back. Pacheco, Brody White. So someone did pick up McKissick. He's a person that you might have to look into. Jalen Warren. Najee Harris may not be 100%.
Your team is now on the clock.
By week one. Sky Moore, wow. Wandale Robinson, Dotson is still there. But yeah, that's too tough of a first few weeks, Casey. Yeah, you know what? It's either Pittsburgh or Cleveland. I think in this case, I'm gonna pick Pittsburgh. Like again, the Eagles would have been a good pick. Eagles would have been a good pick. Cleveland would have been a good pick, even with Deshaun Watson not playing. Sky Moore ended up getting picked up for the last couple people. Yeah, Bears. And Evan Ingram got picked. And just like that.
Thanks for attending the NFL Draft. Best of luck this season.
This league is finished. So if you can go ahead and look on the right here, we'll see Jalen Hurts, DeAndre Swift, Dameon Pierce, Steph Diggs, A.J. Brown, David Njoku, DJ Moore, Butker, Steelers D. Backups include Christian Kirk, Ramondre Stevenson, Kadarius Toney, Darrell Henderson, George Pickens, and Naheem Hines. I think that's actually a decent team. I'm kind of betting on a couple of things here. Like Naheem Hines was already going to be a good pick anyway, regardless. Just surprised that he got all the way down to where he was for me to pick him up. Darrell Henderson, I'm betting on if Cam Akers is not 100%. And if he's not, then I'm definitely going to take advantage of that. And then from there, on such a high-scoring offensive team, Darrell Henderson may be in for some decent usage if Cam Akers is not 100%. Ramondre Stevenson, it's just about his time to shine, I feel. Like I said, a lot of people in the community feel that way as well. Christian Kirk is the guy in Jacksonville. And if he's going to get better, if Trevor Lawrence is going to get better, then Christian Kirk is going to be the way to get there. George Pickens, like he's been skyrocketing for a minute. Someone did get McKissick. And once again, this is also a guy I've been looking at. Tyrone Davis Price. I did a video on him based on the fact that Eli Mitchell is not fully 100%. Trey Sermon is already gone. Eli Mitchell, not 100%. Jeff Wilson, I'm not sure if they're going to use him as much as they need to use him. And JaMychal Hasty, I'm not sure about. So there is the possibility that Davis Pierce may get some more runs in than others believe. Once again, Wan'Dale Robinson is a good pickup. I feel he already has an established role. Jahan Dotson has been slowly starting to get looks. So he could be someone that could be picked up later. Romeo Dobbs wasn't drafted here. And Nico Collins is going to be okay as the second guy in Houston. As long as the offense is actually what I expect them to be, then Nico Collins is going to be okay. But you know what? That's going to be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think. I may do one more. I have 2 drafts left. I believe one of them is I have the 3rd or 4th round pick. Actually, one of them for sure I have a 6th round. And I forgot what the other one is. So yeah, that's going to be it. So you guys have a good night. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon, whenever you guys are watching this. So if you'll excuse me, it's about 9:30 right now, so I'm gonna get some damn rest. So you guys have a good rest of the day. You guys take care. Thanks for watching.
We are